You ever take a corner maybe a little too fast and feel that little jolt, that split-second feeling in your gut? We've all been there. But what if I told you that those simple, everyday turns are secretly one of the most dangerous places on the road? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden dangers of cornering and give you a playbook to navigate them like a pro. So, what is that knot in your stomach when you're in a curve? That's not just you being nervous. No, that's your brain's built-in ancient warning system screaming at you that you are getting dangerously close to the physical limits of your car's grip. Let's dig into why listening to that feeling is so incredibly important. And it's not just a feeling, you know? The data is crystal clear on this. Those moments, right in the middle of a turn, are precisely when the risk of losing control is at its absolute peak. So let's break down exactly why this happens, and more importantly, what on earth we can do about it. To really own a corner, you first have to understand the forces you're up against. And listen, you can't cheat physics. It's an invisible enemy that always wins. But you can learn its rules and make it work for you. And it all starts with one key force. That force is called lateral force. The easiest way to think about it is like an invisible hand that's constantly pushing on the side of your car, trying to shove you straight off the road every time you turn the wheel. And the faster you go, well, the harder that hand pushes. Your tires are the only things fighting back. Think about it. When you're driving in a straight line, life is pretty simple for your tires, right? They're just managing going forward or backward. But the second you enter a corner, you introduce that powerful sideways lateral force. Suddenly, your tires have to do two jobs at once, keep you moving forward and fight like crazy to keep you from sliding into a ditch. Now here is the part that gets so many people into trouble. This force doesn't just add up, it multiplies. It grows exponentially. If you double your speed in a corner, you don't just double the force, you quadruple it. 4 times the invisible force pushing you off the road. That's why even a tiny bit of extra speed can make a gigantic and often catastrophic difference. Which brings us to this awesome concept called the traction budget. Just think of your tire's grip like money in a bank account. It's a finite amount. You can spend it on accelerating, you can spend it on braking, or you can spend it on steering. But if you try to brake hard and steer hard at the same time, you're going to overdraw your account, and that's when you lose all control. Okay, so we've talked about the physics of your own car. You get it. But you're not alone out there, are you? The road is full of other drivers. And the crazy part is, they tend to make the same dangerous mistakes over and over again. Let's look at the threats you can actually predict. These predictable threats really come in 3 main flavors. First, you've got the oncoming intrusion. That's the car coming towards you that just drifts over the yellow line into your lane. Then there's the same direction drift. The car next to you just mindlessly wandering into your space mid-corner. And my personal favorite, the straight shooter. The driver who completely misjudges the turn and just plows straight ahead, causing total chaos. Now, let's take everything we've talked about, the tricky physics, your traction budget, those 3 predictable driver threats, and throw them all together into a multi-lane corner. What you get is a volatile mix, a true minefield where every single risk we've discussed gets amplified. Yeah, it stops being just a simple turn at this point. It becomes this incredibly complex, constantly moving puzzle where one tiny mistake from you or from somebody else can set off a chain reaction. So let's break down the risks here. First up, you have flow risks. This is the chaos of traffic itself. You've got people merging at the last second, drivers who can't maintain a consistent speed, and of course, the person who floors it coming out of the turn, fishtailing right into your path. Then you have the visual deceptions. This is when the environment itself is trying to trick you. A big truck can easily hide an entire car in its blind spot. Another vehicle might block your view of a stop sign until it's too late. And let's not forget that corners are where oil and water love to collect, creating slick, invisible traps. And finally, the wild card, human variables. The more cars, the more chances for something to go wrong. You've got a mix of giant, slow-moving trucks and quick, nimble motorcycles all sharing the same space. Throw in a few aggressive drivers and someone texting behind the wheel, and you have a recipe for disaster. Okay, I know, that sounds like a whole lot to worry about, but the point of this isn't to scare you into never driving again. It's to prepare you. So how do you actually navigate this minefield safely? Well, it all comes down to a simple 6-step defensive driving playbook. Here it is, your playbook. Number 1, adjust your speed before you even start to turn. 2, maintain your lane discipline. Stay centered, be predictable. 3, check your blind spots, and then check them again. 4, Use your turn signals and use them early. 5. Actively look for those predictable threats we talked about. And 6. Pay attention to the signs. They are literally there to help you. But look, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this: the golden rule. Get all your braking done in a straight line before you turn the wheel. Why? Because by doing that, you are freeing up 100% of your traction budget for one job and one job only: steering. That gives you the maximum possible control right when you need it most. This is all about making a mental shift, you know? It's about going from being a passive person just along for the ride to being an active, engaged driver. So the next time you approach a corner, I want you to ask yourself, what do I see now that I didn't see before? See the invisible forces, spot the potential threats, and read the clues the road is giving you. Stay safe out there.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.